with another video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let's jump right into it. In this video, we're just going to prepare for the upcoming trading week of March 31st through April 4th. We're just going to get ready and prepared for that so I can call out my trades successfully in the Market Mentors Discord community. So if you guys want to see my analysis, my new positions as I take them live, and my winning trades, or just want to ask me any questions, be sure to check out the link in the description, and I'll see you guys there. So getting back to it, just going to go through these steps to prepare for the upcoming trading week. And these are the steps that I always do, at least as a grounds or a basis to build consistency off of and have a routine of going into the week, just dot my I's and be prepared for it. So with step one, just for reflect and review on last week, this is always the first thing I do. So looking at last week, I think it was a little bit of a slow week because I think I had less trades than I did in the previous 3 or 4 weeks, and that's okay, that happens. It's not that bad of a thing to have a slower week. So yeah, it was an okay week. It was still profitable. It was slow, just had fewer trades in that sense, and I did something I haven't done in years. I traded London session, so it was fun to do that. I think I'm going to actually do that this upcoming week, but I'll get into that a little later. But yeah, it was a slow week, so I tried out a few different things like trading during London session, and I got to test out a few different scenarios, like how I want to trade it multiple, or if I have price comes back to my area of interest multiple times, and I got to try out a few different things. So overall, it was a slow week, but it was still productive, so take it with the good, and it comes with it. So moving on to step 2, backtest and fine-tune. I've just made a video about backtesting and fine-tuning my strategy, or how I should have done last week with a fresh pair of eyes, and it was 7 wins and 3 losses, I believe, not including London session. So with London session, it would have probably been like 16 out of 20, something like that, maybe even like 15 or 18, something like that. So I have not included London session just because I don't normally trade it, but I will this upcoming week, hopefully at least once. We'll see what happens. So looking at that, I have backtested. There'll be a new video dropping right after this video, and you guys can see what that process would have been like and how those results looked. So going on to step 3, checking the news and the economic calendar. Looking at it, this should be NFP because it's the end of the month here. March 31st will be the last day tomorrow. So looking at it, I guess, yeah, it will be the NFP week this week, but it doesn't look like it's too bad overall. It should be really straightforward on Monday. Tuesday, we have some high-impact news, 9:45, and then, at 10. So the AM session will be a little choppy for Tuesday, a little volatile on Tuesday. Wednesday, 8:15, and high-impact news, which is a strange time for high-impact news. It's a little different at least. So that should be straightforward. It's like be a pre-market, so it shouldn't be anything too crazy on Wednesday after this is dropped. Might see a spike one way or a liquidity grab one way or another, and then just trade the continuations or trade the rest of the day normally. Then Thursday is a little bit of news, 8:30, and then we have 9:45 and 10. So the AM session will be choppy for Thursday as well, so maybe it'll be better to trade either the PM session, or it could just trade the Asian session or London session for Thursday, just depending on how you trade, and how I trade at least. That's how I'll probably be taking advantage of that day. Then Friday, it is NFP day, so always good if you just want to sit out on Fridays, on NFP Fridays, and just not trade at all, which I just might do. It's going to come out 8:30, then it's high peak news 11:25 with the Fed speaking, so yeah, I probably won't even trade Friday. So I'll probably have to just try to trade London session that Thursday night or Friday morning, we'll say. So we'll see what happens. Going to be a little bit busy this week, so it'll be very active, so just try to be very cautious. So that'll be it for step 3. Then moving on to step 4, you just want to analyze the higher time frames at least once a week. I always do it at the beginning of the week to understand where price is and what price could head towards, and that really helped me out, at least with last, because I understood that price is at least going to head towards some of these swing lows and start sweeping this liquidity soon, and we've got to see that big push on Friday. So I'm thinking, okay, looking at the higher time frame, I saw that price reacted to this area of interest here, swept this liquidity, broke the swing high, and then it's finally returning back to this imbalance here. It returned a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, gave us some clean buys throughout this area, but it barely tapped this area. And I was thinking, okay, it's probably going to come down eventually and then sweep some of this liquidity just based off of just looking at price action, and then of course looking at just news and how things are going right now. Looking like it's going to come back down, at least sweep this liquidity, which is probably going to do at market open or sometime this week. It's very close to sweeping it. And then maybe we'll take some buys off of this area and get some quick buys and be able to take advantage of it that way. So looking at that, I'm looking at it to sweep not hopefully, but maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, and then give some buys, or we're seeing another area of interest form right here for more continuation sells, because maybe we can take some buys after that liquidity is swept And then here we can take some sell. I'm not sure why it's not marking up, but we're getting some areas of interest here. It's flipping this liquidity here, and then it's breaking this swing low. And then we just have this imbalance here, or depending on how this next day or two forms, we might have some imbalance here that we can take continuation sells from to continue to push from the downside, and we'll see how it looks or what that gives us. So not sure whether my stuff isn't marking up properly, but yeah, we're looking at this swing low being broken here and what kind of imbalance is left here, if there's any at all, because it could just sweep this for Monday and then just go straight to the upside and close this imbalance or this gap here. So we'll see. Just stay tuned throughout the week and we'll see what we take advantage of. So then looking at it, step 4 is complete. Then step 5, just write out the weekly goals. So my goals for this week, just of course, just be consistent, be cautious with all the news. That's just standard stuff. Though I would say the big goal is I want to try to trade London session at least one time this week. It'll be a little tedious just because I'm not used to doing it, but I did it last Thursday and I liked the results. So just want to trade it one time, see what happens with it. And just, of course, just be consistent with how I apply my strategy and how I've refined it. Just keep things in mind that I've learned over the past few weeks. So then going back to that step number 5, step number 6 is just write out your affirmations, go into the mind a week with a good mindset and understand that you're going in with like no doubt in your abilities and just understanding that you're just applying a strategy that you've developed and you just be very confident in yourself and your abilities. So you can go and do these affirmations that I've done. These are just 3 that I've always done. Like, I'm a consistent and profitable trader. I have faith and desire my trading ability. Or I'm a disciplined trader who follows my system fully. So those are 3 quick ones. You can develop your own, but I always just do those at least and have them here and review them every week just to give you the right mindset and state of mind for the upcoming trading week. Then number 7, just build your weekly watch list. So this would really help if you do multiple assets, but I only trade NASDAQ for now. But if you have multiple pairs and symbols you trade, you definitely need your weekly watches. So go in like your higher time frame and set your alerts. So you're looking for price to return to certain areas. Set your alerts so you don't miss them, because you're just going through different assets. You can really get caught up and just get distracted a lot and with a lot going on. So you just want to make sure your alerts are set for each one of those and just making sure that you can apply your strategy whenever the time it comes. Because yeah, it would be a lot for me to maintain like this, and then if I did like GBP USD or Euro USD on top of it, then like gold or cryptocurrency as well, it'd be a lot. So for me, I only trade NASDAQ, so my weekly alert would be right here in this area waiting for this to be swept or this liquidity here to be swept. So I set like an alert for these 2 areas, because once it sweeps, we'll probably just look for buys off of it and see what I can take advantage of. Probably look for actually a continuation. I'll wait for the first reversal, then the continuation of that reversal. Try to take advantage of it. So we'll see what happens. And then, of course, depending on how this kind of forms, this imbalance up here will be interesting to see. So that'll be a watch that I'll have to add during the week. It just kind of depends on how Monday and Tuesday forms, if I want to take advantage of this area or somewhere price in this area, but we'll see what happens. So that's it for step 7. And step 8 is just review your pre-trade checklist, which I have kind of just done in my back testing video that will be dropping after this. So just reviewing, I'm not sure why that just happened or popped up at once, but just reviewing the video, I'm going to just focus on trying to take all the valid trades that I can. I want to really focus on, even if price comes back to an area of interest that it's already mitigated, just understand that it probably just swept some liquidity again in this area, then I can just trade from it again. So I just want to try to take every valid area or valid trade that I can from all the areas of interest and just having an open mind and just being flexible with it. I understand that, okay, if it returns to the area, it could give multiple areas of interest within that area, or it could just form multiple different trades. So I just want to stay with it and take all the valid trades that I can. So looking at it, my checklist is still the same with how I look at the higher time frame. Looking at the sweeps of liquidity, breaking the swing points, leaving some imbalance, and then how I refined was just making sure I do the last formed imbalance that broke, or the one that actually broke the swing point. So checklist is pretty much still the same. I refined slightly. I've talked about it in my backtesting video, and you guys can check that out next. And yeah, I think we're going to be set for a pretty solid week. So be sure to like and subscribe. I'll wrap the video up here, and let's have a good trading week. See you guys next video.